Port Vale 0, Wednesday 1. Wednesday travelled down to Staffordshire, hoping to make it 4 wins out of 5 away from home this season, which, when you break it down, is a really good record on the road. Before kick-off, bit of a blow, Lee Gregory had been ruled out with some sort of injury. That's on top of George Byers also missing out, so changes to the Wednesday lineup. Stockdale in net, back 3, Ahekwe, Hennigan and James. Midfield, Palmer, Volks, Bannon and Johnson. Josh Windass continuing in that role just off of the strikers, and up front the change, Malik Wilkes in for Gregory, partnering Michael Smith. Port Vale 3-5-2, Stevens in net, back 3, Smith, Forrester and Jones. Midfield, Massey, Walker, Conlon and Benning. Garrity in the attacking midfield position, and Wilson, ex-Man United kid, seem to remember, and Harrison up front. 4,000 Wednesday fans packed in at Vale Park, and first thing I notice is how big that pitch is. A massive pitch, but also how heavy it is. It looks really boggy in patches here. There's loads of sand down this near touch line, and 5-10 minutes in, balls already holding up. People are knocking little passes on floor, little through balls and stuff, and it's just holding up. So that would obviously going to be a feature of the day. And the ball did spend a lot of time in the air today. Lots of head tennis, and you've got to do what you can do to get a result, and Wednesday did that today. Sometimes you've got to battle your way to 3 points. Didn't suit all our players, but got to stand up and be counted and win any way you can, and that's what we did. Port Vale come flying out at traps, and they're going to, aren't they? Put Wednesday on back foot. I'm surprised more teams don't do it. Barnsley did it at home. I thought more teams did it. These did it, and they've hit bar after about a minute and a half. Kid gets down the right hand side, puts crossing. It's a deceptive one though, and I think it's the wind. I think the wind catches it. I think it's a cross, but the wind gets it. It comes in, it's crossbar and goes over and wide. Referee awards a corner, but I'm not sure Stockdale got a touch on it, to be fair. But these really come for it straight from kick-off. Lots of space though. I'd say they had first 10 minutes actually, but Wednesday had one good counter. Windass and Palmer, little 1-2 down right hand side. Windass fizzes one across, maybe about 4 or 5 minutes in. Nobody's gambled. It's an absolutely brilliant cross. It's right between 6-yard box and penalty spot. Smith sort of on edge at box a bit flat footed. Johnson's probably nearest man. He's right back, but he's not really got inside. And it's one of them chances. It's an half chance really, but away from home especially. If somebody's made that run, it's such a quality ball from Windass. It'd just be a tapping. Funny game in terms of wing backs. Palmer and Johnson, I've seen it said that they were both quiet, and perhaps they were, but I just think it was that sort of game. It was an heavy pitch, away from home against a team who were really trying to get at us in wide areas, so they were pinned back a fair bit. But I thought they stuck to task. I thought Palmer and Johnson have had decent games. Not always brilliant with ball, but defensively I thought they were really good. They got a lot of blocks in, got in a lot of blocking angles, a lot of pass blocking angles. That's half a job. I thought they were all right. In fact, Palmer put a really good ball in about 15 minutes. And I'm not sure there's not a penalty claim on far side. Smith's absolutely wrestled to the floor. And on another day, that's a penalty. He said it's a massive pitch and there's loads of space, but it's an heavy pitch. It's one of them pitches, it's that big that on a lovely, sunny, dry day, you could imagine that, your most competent players, your best technical players, they'd be loving pinging ball about on here, but it's just heavy underfoot. But because of the space, people have got time to turn with ball. I mean, they're tripping over it because it's getting stuck in slop, but that means it's a real scrap in there at middle of the park, and Conlon and Windass are having a right old battle in there. In fact, Windass gets rugby tackled at one bit, and it's not a beautiful game, but it's an entertaining game. It's both teams are having a pop. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's one of them winter games, isn't it? You've got that low sun, which gives that different sort of glow. It's quite an heavy pitch. It reminded me a bit of when you get them early FA Cup round games. You know what I mean? That sort of atmosphere. For all, Vale had a good start, and then it gets a bit scrappy and it's even up. Probably best 2 chances fall to Wednesday. I'm probably in a little 2-minute window. The first one, there's a brilliant break. Vale are attacking down this side. I think it's Harrison. Volks gets a foot in. Marvin Johnson, again, people saying, well, he's had a crap game. He's tracked a man 60 yards over pitch. And then when Volks win his tackle, Johnson's in there, wins second ball off his man, turns and gets a move going and links with Palmer down the right hand side. Bannon jinks inside, right-footed shot, really good save from Stevens it next. It looked like it were bedded, all ends up. Corner comes in, Ennigan, header, another fantastic save from their keeper. So probably two really good chances in a minute and a half, all sort of from a defensive point of view, with Volks getting stuck in, Johnson sticking to his man. They're them little unseen things that sort of, they might not win you a man at match, but if you're watching game properly, like, oh, he's done well there, and you add them up over 90 minutes, I don't think he's had that bad a game. I really don't. In fact, just after that Ennigan header, they're down other end, maybe 30 seconds later. That Wilson, ex-Man United kid, I think he was down at Stainford a bit, he goes on a really good run, cuts inside, and Johnson makes a fantastic block on shot. So it's just little things. It's not always, you can always judge people by what they do on ball. I think you've got to judge them what they do off ball, and I thought he's had a good game off ball. Coming up to half time, they start having another spell. They come out at traps quickly, then it started evening it up a bit, lots of head tennis in there. Wednesday having a couple of little chances, and then towards break, just up, Port Vale start getting a bit more momentum again. Smart save from Stockdale. They'd had a chance, and I think it's Walker, they call him. He hits a shot and he sort of volleys it into the ground. And as it's coming up, Stockdale set him sen, but as it's coming up, that Addison gets a little sort of bit of his temple on it, and it redirects, and it's a really smart save from Stockdale. And they were just applying that bit of pressure at that stage. They were putting a lot of crosses in, and I've been on my Twitter, because I'm on Twitter now. I'm a modern man. And Stockdale taking some right hounding for his handling. But it is played outdoor. Football is played outdoors. It's not indoor in gym. It's not FIFA. There's this thing called wind. You might see it if you go out of the house now and again. You can feel it in your face. That's called wind. Cross comes in box. He's got Ahmed flapping. It's coming in. It's coming right in his path. He's going up. It's a clear catch. It's an absolutely clear catch. It goes like that. The swirl on it, the wind, taking it away. What? You can't do all about the weather. You can try and judge it, but I saw something with Kevin Pressman the other year. He was talking about weather, and he was talking specifically about new footballs, and he was saying, years back, when somebody took a corner, he went, once that ball had travelled about 3 yards away from kicker, he went, you knew exactly where it was going. You could judge it. But he was saying, they coach young kids now, don't judge it there. He said, wait till it's about 2 yards off you, because they move that much. Modern balls move that much. And like I said, that wind, he's gone up, it's coming straight to him, and then it... Yeah, he's not the best keeper on crosses. Well, I'll openly admit that, but fucking hell. Just have a think about other factors, like the conditions. So we're getting at half-time, it's 0-0, it's not been a great game, lots of head tennis. Pleasingly for me, because these were having a go at it, Wednesday weren't doing fanning about bit at back. There were none of this, especially with that wind, because you're playing conditions as well at opposition. So there were none of this rolling it out bit. We were going a lot more direct. Kicking weren't always fantastic, as I said. It's going out for the throw now and again, but it's up pitch. It would almost like rugby when they're booting it out for possession throw or whatever you call it. You do what you've got to do. So 0-0, half time. Wednesday's been a bit more direct. It's not prettiest performance on eye, but these are sort of games that are banana skins. Do what you've got to do. So 0-0 half time. I was like, yeah, fair play. They got a kid called Jones, left-sided centre half, got a really long throw, and there were a couple of times first half he caught us out with right over the back, like I said, especially assisted with that wind. And second half he'd done one early doors as well, but probably 5-10 minutes in, Wilkes turns him and he's just got hold of all his shirt, and I mean all of his shirt. That's not enough. He's quite a big unit, Wilkes. He's just powering past that pulling. So he just wipes him out. He's not last man. He's not last man. There's a kid in the middle who's behind him, and Smith's in there. But it's a 100% yellow card. 100%. It's a blatant and obvious foul and free kick. But he'd been booked in first half, and I don't know if referee neshes it or what, but he should have been off. It's not a red, but it's definitely 2 yellows and a red, if you know what I mean. So he's really got away with it. In fact, they subbed him later. And I do think it's because they were worried about him getting sent off, which I think that hampered them, actually, because he was probably one of their better players, other than his consistent fouling. Speaking of consistent fouling, they got a kid on all right side of centre-half, Smith. He were at it from about minute 5 or 6. Kept having a niggle on Windass's ankles, and every time the ball moved and you just looked behind, it always something just going, and it would always him, this Smith character. I don't know how he's got away with it for 90 minutes, by the way. He were at it with Wilkes, he were at it with Johnson. Like I said, he'd had a right nibble at Windass about 3 or 4 times. Second half, it's still an even contest. It's not much of a game as such. I mean, you're just thinking to Wednesday, let's just hang in there, let's just keep this clean sheet. And they are. Palmer and Johnson are getting in good positions, cutting stuff out. Not so brilliant going forward, and with lofting stuff and whatever, but keep it away from our goal. It's old-fashioned. It might be Dean Bugley. Do what you've got to do. This is a game, genuinely, that last season I think we'd have probably lost, honestly. But we've found another way of play. We can now win ugly. Not that they were out ugly about the winner. Interestingly, Palmer, who's, again, I don't know how bother with that tweeted, it's awful, but Palmer, who's had a bit of an hammering about his distribution, plays an absolutely magnificent ball down the line. Bannon's peeled out, takes it down with one touch. Fantastic ball from Palmer, it really is. Sublime touch from Bannon, and he just tucks it in for Wilkes to come on and hit shot. Really good block by their lad. But it bobbles out. Volks, he absolutely catches it perfect, wraps his foot right round it, keeper can do nothing about it. And actually, it's not just a fantastic hit, it's a fantastic hit under pressure, because to be fair to their lad, he's right on him. It's literally a split second, bang, fantastic goal, and deserving to win any match, really. Really pleased for Volks, because when we signed him in summer, obviously with his record and his Canadian Championship, I just thought to myself, well, Luongo's gone, Volk's in, like for like, it's going to sit in there and do that job, and not really worked for him. He played a bit against that Spanish team in friendly pre-season, and it just ain't quite clicked for him yet. But last week, thought he had an excellent game. Yesterday again, really good game, and he just does that job, and especially away from home. You need someone to do that job. When you're going to places like Port Vale or Gillingham or whatever we're going, you need someone in there who's just going to do that job of ratting and giving it. And I thought he had even goal aside, fantastic goal, but even that aside, I thought he's had a fantastic game, Volks. Performance isn't always about what you do on ball, though, is it? It's the other things, it's the other side of the game, and I think that's been one of the criticisms of Wednesday for probably 5-6 years. Well, or if you're my father, 35 years. It's been too nice. Been too honest. Oh, honest Wednesday. But there were some little bits yesterday. I was like, yeah, good. Obviously, we've got Stockdale in net who can take 3.5 hours to take a goal kick. But there were a bit. Johnson just got shoved by Forrester. He'd done really well, shepherded it out of a touchline. Really good defending. And Forrester's just shoved him down onto Cindertrek. Now, old Wednesday, honest Wednesday, would have just been up. All right, it's our goal kick, get to keeper and jog back on. But no, he stayed down and he was like, oh no, good. It's about time we started playing teams at their own methods, do you know what I mean? Everybody does it, apart from us, and for years we've been saying that honest Wednesday, getting punished again, keeping ball in play, throwing ball back to their... Even supporters, hiding ball under the jumper, out like that. Everybody does it, Wednesday, right honest. But no, Johnson goes down and he milks it for 2 or 3 minutes. Good. Really pleased. The other side of it is, and all with that, is when it's on this Wednesday, they'd got a kid, I might have mentioned it, Smith, right side of centre half, really niggly bastard with a Boris Johnson haircut, and always just not enough to quite get a booking, but always just niggling, leaving a little bit in, always just barging somebody when ball's just gone, you know what I mean? One of them shithouses. And he were at it all afternoon. And then Patterson comes on. Ball's being cleared and it comes out to right hand side. And suddenly, I just see that Smith lying up floor at middle of pitch and Patterson just sort of walking away. And I thought, good. Because I've got no doubt Patterson's one of them. Because he's been watching that from bench, hasn't he? He's probably looking, look at that cunt. Good. About time Wednesday started dishing out, just like other teams dish out. Actually, we nearly got a second, speaking of Patterson. Right at end, really strong burst out left-hand side. Delicious cross into box, and Derbyshire, who's also coming on, he was just coming in, and it was one of them, it's fractions again. That'd have been 2-0 dead and bedded and killed him. But it didn't. It's still 1-0, it's still and even at last minute, they get a corner. And this is what I'm on about, resilience. Wednesday looked more resilient this season. This time last season, that game would have been a draw or a loss. I've got absolutely no doubt about it. But they look mentally stronger. So they concede a last minute corner. And as a Wednesday fan, because you've seen it so many times before, as a Wednesday fan, you're like, here we fucking go. Here we go. Last minute equaliser. But no, they're strong, they deal with it. And then their keeper comes up. He gets his head on something. Obviously, everyone's marked up apart from him. He's odd man out, gets head on it. Stockdale saves it, and then collapses on ball. Let's just wait. Good. Call it professionalism, call it shithousing, call it whatever you want. You've got to do it. And now Wednesday, I've got 4 wins out of the last 5 away games. If you're looking for promotion, you're looking at winning all your home games and nicking points away. If you're nicking wins away, even better. Really good performance from Wednesday. Like I say, it's not a fantastic looking game, but I really enjoyed it in a way. Lots of tackles, lots of headers. I am a bit old fashioned. Lots of tackles, lots of headers, folks getting stuck in, folks getting charged down. And you know what? I think the players will really enjoy that result. It's all very well when you're beating teams 3 or 4-0 or whatever, and you enjoy that, especially if you get on the score sheet. But you know these sorts of games, when it's audible on a crap pitch, and you get home after and you've had a shower and you know whatever, and you sat down and you think, yeah, we've really dug in for that, we really deserve that. In a way, I think you can sometimes enjoy these results more when you've had to scrap for it. Bannon, fantastic ball player, you know. Oh, there were one brilliant bit first half. He just skipped past 2 challengers and looped scooped a ball of that man to win. That's brilliant. But it weren't really his sort of day, his sort of game, if you know what I mean. But he still had a great game because he's got stuck in blocking passing angles, blocking shots, winning tackles. They've all done it. They've all got stuck in. Palmer, Johnson, Bannon, they've all done that side of the game. Back 3 were superb. Reece James, I mentioned last week, not very big. Wins loads of headers because great timing. He's got really, really good timing. Always up. Their lad were bigger than him. Winning it. Timing. Brilliant. Ennigan, again, fantastic block about 5 minutes into the game. But all afternoon, heading. And a Heckway. Like I said, he don't steal headlines, but for me, what a solid player. Sniffs danger. Always there, blocking. Stepping in front of the man. Love him. I think he's going to be, if we're up in there and thereabouts this season, I think he's going to be a massive part of that. He's really impressed me. All back 3 impressed me. In fact, all players all through pitch, they've all worked their socks off. Wilkes, I've not really got him down as a grafting player. I've got him down as more of a flapper. But he's chasing people down. There's times when Smith and Wilkes are 5 yards outside our box, hunting people down, tracking them back. Fantastic. And 8 games, like I said. Get home, you shower yourself off, you get rid of mud, and you're suddenly looking at your legs and you're seeing stud marks on your thighs and going, God, when did that happen? I don't remember that. Gouges and scrapes, I don't remember that bit. Them scrappy afternoons, you sit there and they're the ones, honestly, you enjoy them results. And I've enjoyed it. Like I said, it weren't a spectacle, but still entertaining. It was a scrap with 2 teams going at it and getting stuck in. I am a dinosaur, aren't I? Head, tackle, I'm like that. Get in there, son. unfortunately, other teams have also won round. I think Plymouth got a 3-2 in last 10 minutes. And it now takes us into a massive game on Tuesday night, this. But it sets us up nicely. Keep winning away from home, and teams will start taking notice of that. Before kick-off, they've been a bit of bogey for us, Plymouth. Would I take a point down there? Yeah, I would. But equally, if we can get down there and get a win, and it don't matter how we get a win, we all want to see nice football, with top scorers in Football League at home. But if we can go away and win ugly, put them under cosh, do the same things we've done yesterday, block things with your bollocks, get an head in, waste time, fall off at pitch, hold your ankle, get medical men on, do what you've got to do. Every other fucker does it, every other team does it. Let's us start doing it. And if we can go there, and if we get an ugly 1-0, absolutely fantastic. Because it's about results. It's about performance in terms of work ethic and working as a unit and getting stuck in and getting 3 points. And if we can do that, what a boost that'd be. If we could go down to Plymouth and beat them, what a boost that'd be. But yeah, great 3 points yesterday. Clean sheet, that's another thing. Whatever you get in clean sheets, you've always got a chance. Really good. Not great football, but a really good performance. And there is a difference. I've said this all last season on all of my videos. Difference between good football and a good performance. If you can get both together, fantastic. But it's always about the performance before anything else. Performance and points. And it was great. Man of the match. I won't single anybody out as having a poor game. I won't, honestly. I've seen some people hammered in 1 or 2 players. I really don't get it, me. I really don't get it. I don't think you can say to people, 9 out of 10 because you beat a team 7-0 and it's all been your own way. There's opposition on par. You can only beat what's in front of you. Sometimes you've got to play a different way. And I think every man played the part yesterday. I wouldn't give anybody a low rating. I really wouldn't. Tricky place to go, that massive pitch, boggy pitch. They come at us, lots of crosses to defend, and that's another thing, by the way. Crosses have been a massive problem for us this season, and they put plenty in. They've obviously looked at it. They put plenty of crosses in, and we dealt with them. Brilliant. Man at match. Thought Ennigan were good. Won a lot of headers. That Addison was a funny little player, actually, because he weren't a big unit, but he won a couple because he'd got a great spring, a bit like Danny Wilson. Not big, but somehow got right high up in air. But Ennigan dealt with him for the best part. A Heckway. He's like a little silent assassin. He just sniffs danger, steps in. Volks, very good again. Like I said, I thought both wing-backs did a job. I don't care what anybody says, I thought they stuck to task. Up front, worked the bollocks off. They were playing off scraps, really, because it's sort of game it were. And like I said, Wilkes, Smith, at times they 30 yards from our byline, helping out, getting stuck in. I don't think anybody had a bad game. I'm probably going to get to Reece James again now, because there's an assurance to him. I really like him. I think he's a really good footballer. Maybe at some stage we'll get to see him at left wing back when that McGuinness is back, because he played well before he was injured. But he just brings us a nice balance, and like I said, great timing in air. But, he's not a big bloke. Great timing in air. Uses the ball really well. And again, intelligence. Blocked so many crosses yesterday. Interceptions, really good. So I think everybody's put a shift in. I really do. I won't single anyone out as not having a good game yesterday. But it'd be them 3, Ennigan, Volks. But I'll give it Reece James. Again, becoming a little bit of a favourite of mine, him. Anyway, Vale 0, Wednesday 1. Let's have a quick look at table. So Plymouth still top. They obviously got that 3-2 win there against Wickham. Ipswich second, 24 points. Wednesday, third place, 23 points. Well placed in there, well placed in pack. I'll tell you, this is going to be a really interesting season. But if we can go to Plymouth on Tuesday and get a result, Take us up to 26 points. I think that really sends a message, and that'd be such a boost for lads. God, yeah, any sort of result. Good, if we could get a win, fantastic. Sitting at top of the table, I think it just fills lads and they start thinking, yeah, we can beat folks away from home. We'll do anybody at our place with goals we're scoring. Going into Christmas, yeah, I've said the C word, yeah, I can't apologise. I love this time of year. Cold. Sun gives off that nice light, doesn't it, at this time of year? Everything seems golden, and even shadows fall in a different way. You get them longest shadows. I love this time of year. You're getting cosy. Well, not in house because we can't afford to eat it anymore, but in general, wrapped up warm, hat and scarf. Love this time of year. It's a great time of year for football. And if Wednesday keep picking up these results, can't wait. Love it. Bring on Plymouth.